February 24th, 3:12 p.m, Wright & Co. Law Officers. This is it, Rich, the last day to gather evidence. It's going to be a big trial tomorrow, I think.
It is indeed, and yes, it is going to be another delightful multi-part trial day. So rather than it just being Day X trial, it's going to be former latter and latter part 2, because, you know, we need even more stuff.
Indeed. I might put all those in just one video so we cap off the playthrough in a nice 25 parts, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, the SL9 incident was in fact known as the Joe Dark killings, and for some reason Phoenix never heard of this.
Yes, you would have thought that it would have come up, but clearly not. I'm not sure whether I actually managed to go into Joe Dark's name at all. So we might as well use the time now to go through it. The dark bit of the name is probably just, you know, the frightening nature, the shadowy nature of the incident and stuff. But the interesting bit is that it means that his initials are JD, which is the common abbreviation shared by John Doe.
Yes.
Which is the term used by detectives to describe an unknown man, effectively. And actually, the name John Doe would later be used as the cover name for Shelley the Killer.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. Met him again in Investigations 2.
Ooh. Yeah, his Japanese name is Joe Aokage, which means pale shadow, which is likely in reference to, you know, the light hair, the skin tone, the sinister nature, and so on and so forth. There's sadly sort of very little that goes on about Joe Dark. I mean, he's basically just a brief mention throughout this case. But I do find it interesting that we have got, like, an official serial killer in here, and it's fascinating. Yes, so let's talk to Emma before we get the chance to do anything else. She needs to fill us in on some details.
Yes, you were too busy waxing philosophically about names and such.
Well, of course, I mean, I just assumed start talking to her, to be honest.
Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Kept calling us pudding brains. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. That's not conclusive.
No, it's not conclusive in the least. But still, I mean, a very traumatic incident for someone so young to go through. And Nick does seem to like pulling in these poor, traumatised young people into his orbit, because you've got Maya, you've got Pearl, you've got Emma, you've got Apollo, you've got Athena, you've got Albie, you've, like, literally, he just, and Trucy, he just seems to collect them like Pokemon cards.
He does. Don't liken his adopted daughter to a Pokemon card. Oh, whatever. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. And find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence.
Well, of course not.
Even so, that's when it all started. The rumours about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. Actually, I think you'll find it's your sister's fault.
Yes, it's 100% Lana's fault in that specific instance. Although there might be other knowledge that comes to the fore later on that might reveal that Lana's not quite as guilty as it may appear.
Yeah, subtle as ever, Richard. Something puzzling. Layton just leans his head in through the door. Knock, knock, I heard there was something puzzling going on in here.
Oh, I'm still so excited for New World of Steam.
Hell yes. You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course, no, Phoenix, by the Teletubbies, of course by the police. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective officers and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me.
Yeah, it's news to me as well, bloody hell.
She was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? That sounds irregular.
Yes, I don't think that tends to work, because usually you've got to be a lawyer to become a prosecutor, and you would have to go up the ranks of the prosecution office, and you wouldn't be able to jump from police to prosecutor, because they are two very different disciplines. Unless, you went and did a whole law degree after becoming a detective, but that would take you a hell of a lot of time.
Yeah, you gotta at least take the bar. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago? And how the SR9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright.
We do indeed have a right to know, and it's the only way that we're going to be able to begin to unravel what the hell has happened here.
The fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana, what the witness, Miss Stars, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing! They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Yeah, she's pulling badass police lady, especially with the scarf, pulling that specific pose as well.
It's giving Beautiful Joe. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SO9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Yeah, that's a bit sus, Lana.
Little bit sus, but also, yeah, obviously, if Damon Gant was in the interview room as well, why the hell wasn't he there in the chase?
From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems that Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Couple of questions. 1, why is he on top of Dark? 2, why is the knife in his bag?
Yeah, I mean, I very much wondered that as well. I mean, I suppose there is a way in which it could be possible if, you know, he didn't die immediately and with his last strength managed to, you know, punch him in the face and then fall onto him, but it doesn't quite feel as realistic as other circumstances.
Yeah, he got stabbed in the back and did the Crash Bandicoot Mega Belly Flop onto Dark, and that just knocked him out cold. I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident, just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case.
That is true.
Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder.
Well, first off, let's go... Oh, I mean, we can go to Criminal Affairs, it doesn't matter hugely, but we will need to go to some other locations first, before we get too far here.
You need to speak up quicker next time then, Rich. You're right, the Chief of Detectives seems the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right, we can come back here later. On the plus side, we're showing optional dialogue.
That is very true. So we want to go to the police department entrance. And, yes, we'll have a little conversation with Marshall here.
Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner.
Well, thankfully that's not where we necessarily wanted to go, so...
Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I need to know the truth about, it was this one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Huh. Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today.
No, but rather quite nicely, we will be getting a lunchbox today.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Achievement, quote-unquote. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained.
Ooh.
What does that mean? It means there is a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence?
Very much so, that is indeed seeming to be the case.
Yeah. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret? It all started 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right, it was the same day of the evidence transferal.
Of course.
Looking real like Dunban here, I have to say.
Yes, I mean, also sort of interesting point with the Marshall brothers is obviously it's Jake and Neil, and obviously there is potentially this whole thing of you've got fake and real Marshall.
Oh, yeah.
Nice bit of punnage there.
So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant.
Mm-hmm.
Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today.
Yeah, once you've been, you know, convicted of any sort of crime, really not going to be very good in a police force ever again.
No. Adios, Bambino. That thing on the right, it keeps catching my eye because it's like the same colour as Discord.
Right, so we want to go to the Criminal Affairs Department and to the Chief's office.
This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. Impressive for someone with no character sprite. Well, a full one, anyway. God, the left doesn't even get a face. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right, you can't go in there, it's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the Chief's office.
Yeah, he's just going to stay at his desk, it's all fine.
He can't get up, he physically can't get up. Oh, that's imposing.
Yes, I mean, that is a pretty incredible organ, to be honest. Also explains where the constant organ music comes from whenever Gant appears.
At least, that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. Just ignoring that. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes. I never could remember where C was. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant.
Yeah, we just popped by to say hi.
He put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct, and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That was the thumbnail for the last part, you know. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture.
Yes, something looks inconsistent.
Yes. Gant team picture added to the court record. Anyway, I can breathe now. I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh. But this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Huh. He changed on a dime.
Yes, I mean, on the plus side, he just kicked us out. Other people have, trapped us and tried to kill us, so, I mean, it's slightly better than that.
That's what I like about you, Richie. You always look for a silver lining. You mean, like, a clue? There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office.
Well, let's head on back to the Criminal Affairs Department, and hopefully we can, find somebody who might be able to help.
Yes. Grease the wheels of justice, as it were.
Hmm.
Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee.
Oh.
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes.
Well, let's have a little chat with Gumshoe then, and hopefully, fill us in a little bit more on certain things. But it's very unfortunate for Edgeworth, because, yeah, as Nick says here, he didn't know the evidence was falsified.
No.
And interestingly, it's a similar situation that will occur to Nick at some point in his future.
Yeah. But as you know, there's been a lot of rumours going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now, with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies.
That's very true.
Keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Might finally drop that accident of his. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier, sorry to talk like a robot there, while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Doc left behind was during his final attack. Sniff. His final attack? You mean... when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, he was trying to protect some girl. Me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realised Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written down somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory.
It might indeed. Before we do that, let's just... Oh, we can do it now. It doesn't really matter. I was going to say, let's talk about dark crimes and then we can present it to him.
Okay. He was 42 at the time of the crime, was Joe Dark. Just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So, it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. A king walked by just then, so he killed him too. Then when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came upon the scene and he was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in.
Bloody hell.
Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily, Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. Right.
So yes, we want the switchblade knife.
About this. Hey, is that... It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker and was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it. Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Oh, good.
What was it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. The murder weapon. This knife. It was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet. Down to the last fibre. That's pretty conclusive. Well, there you have it, in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gan. It's not money, but it does concern the Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The Chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. Really? That seems problematic for the Chief's office. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So, in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind.
I'm sure we can get something. So for now, let's head on over to the High Prosecutor's office. So we've got to go to the entrance, then the parking lot, and then the office.
No one's here today. Not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Oh, don't worry, I think we will.
I think we will as well.
I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. It looks like he's writing something. What? What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? Huh. I've had to live the past 2 years with rumours flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings.
Yep, and that will never change.
Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Talk or examine, Richie?
Let's have a little chat first. Let's go through our conversation topics, and then we might get a chance to do a little bit more investigation.
You got it. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up.
Yeah, kind of tends to either cause implosion or explosion, and Edgeworth is very much the implosion type.
First last year's trial and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd.
It's very odd.
After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seemed strange about it. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony.
They 100% can, and there's been a few very famous examples of people winning awards but completely skipping out on the ceremony.
Yeah, they're like pre-record victory speeches, just in case.
There's those, but also, I can't remember exactly which celebrity it is. I want to say... it was... Yeah, Marlon Brando refused his Best Oscar award and sent Sachin Littlefeather to the ceremony in his place to basically refuse it, which went down like a massive lead balloon.
Yeah, well, Native American rights weren't exactly great back then.
Yes, no, and the whole reason that he did it was to protest Hollywood's portrayal of them. But there we go. Yes, let's have a look at that little bit of paper.
Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Yo, look over here. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. Letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, letter of resignation.
Oh.
Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of this is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh. I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something.
And we will.
Just in a bit.
Sad as that is, before we leave Edgeworth, we do need to present him that Gantt team picture, because I think it might reveal a little bit of something about the thing that doesn't quite add up.
Yes. Something's missing from the trophy.
Mm-hmm. And have you noticed the shape that it has?
Oh. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was when the official prosecutor's trophy looked like, until you... Oh, okay, right, yeah. There's a story behind its design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on.
Spill the deets.
This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard the story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake? Very well. Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Huh. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard the story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
And this is actually a true story. It's from the works of the philosopher Han Fei.
There you go.
And the word specifically is Maodun, sort of. So the Mao bit means spear, the Dun bit means shield, I believe. I might have gotten it the wrong way round, but, you know, that's me.
Yes, that's you. Even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow! Thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gantt. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gantt.
Very sus.
Yeah, very sus. I think it's all starting to come together, Richie.
I think it is. Now let's head on over to the underground parking lot.
I'll get it eventually. There we go.
And this will be our final lunchbox.
Oh! Hey, excuse me. Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Miss Starr. I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk.
Yes, that is a thing that will have happened at some point.
Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't be all attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness? The innocent Lana stabbed Detective Gunman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savoured when eaten. Miss Starr's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago.
Yes, and At least now she's going to properly tell us all this goss.
We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kind of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence.
Yes.
Back then everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean, with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dog got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save gunmen were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing is quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used?
Interesting.
Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean, that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the police office, Lana could control the prosecutor's office.
Exactly.
That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess.
I know, I mean, it would have been helpful if these people had, you know, spoken up about some of this crap a bit sooner. It would have been very, very, very helpful.
It would. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been.
Well, let's head on over to the Criminal Affairs Department, because I think we need to give Gumshoe the deets.
You got it.
Because I think that that letter of resignation's gonna make him do some movement.
Oh, you're back. You still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistence, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you into the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SR9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's got to be something we can do to make the detective change his mind.
Well, funny you should mention that, Emma.
What's this crumpled up piece of paper? Oh, it's probably nothing. No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious! I can't believe they've pushed him this far! Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. That's it. I've made up my mind. But... Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, Detective. Thank you.
I do love that we basically have gone from Gumshoe being a thorn in our side and just being rude and unhelpful to just being a really good guy who we really appreciate.
Yeah, he's basically like a friend. Beep. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah! Ah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah! Detective Gumshoe. What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in you giving us your ID card? Jesus, Phoenix. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
That is true, and you never know, it might prove useful.
Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yes, now before we do any examining, let's just talk to Gumshoe, get the 2 bits of conversation done that we need to do, and then we can start digging.
Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it here. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So, ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk. No one except Chief Gant, and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it?
Well...
You don't think? Nah. You wouldn't be... No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's have a look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gan might be a suspect, do you?
Oh, we 100% think he's a suspect.
Chief Gan. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Now, can I examine stuff, Mother?
Now you can examine stuff, and let's start with that safe.
Indeedy so. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is.
Let's input it.
Do you know what it is? I have a hunch.
Yeah, because funnily enough, we have had a series of numbers that we've received over the course of this case, and there's one that we haven't got a name to be able to put to just yet, so let's put in 7 sevens.
Booyakasha. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? That'd be a very weird birthday.
Be a very weird birthday, but yes, the final ID card number on the record. He was an executive officer who entered the room that day.
You mean... that ID number? I think you're 1-7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside?
100%. Let's go digging.
Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up that design? I don't think so. This is me playing investigations and just getting penalised all the time. Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it, and a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them.
Well, thankfully.
Yes. Great. Now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show to the detective.
Yep, so let us get out that unstable jar.
Oh. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic.
Yeah, it was like a day or two ago.
What's the earliest you would say is acceptable, socially at least, to be nostalgic?
Ooh, 5 years?
You know, 5 was actually the number in my mind as well, half a decade.
Yeah, it's like it's a reasonable chunk of time. I mean, technically, I suppose you can be nostalgic for anything, but yeah, typically you're looking at things from quite a lot earlier.
Uh-huh. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence.
So you are going to have to rotate that a little bit, but it'll slot in just nicely.
Booyah. There! It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. Hey guys, get a load of this! What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it.
Yeah, I don't quite like where this is going.
No, that's blurred. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe?
And now let's present the fingerprinting set.
You got it.
Because, you know, we need to investigate that strip of cloth.
Uh-huh. Hey, I know what that is. So, you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, heh. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humour? Gumshoe. Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I'd have to be told a million times. That's very uncharacteristic of Phoenix.
Yes, it's a bit brutal. The main one that we want to dust is that middle one. I mean, I suppose you can do the one on the side as well.
Just absolutely destroy it with dust. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
Unfortunately.
Okay, let's try a different finger then.
Yes, so let's try the one right in the middle.
You got it. This was so quaint on the DS.
It really was. It's the one bit that's probably slightly lost when it had the remaster, but hey, that's what happens.
Okay, let's see who this belongs to. Oh. Emma?
Yeah, what did you do, Emma?
How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match. Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now.
Yeah, she don't need to know.
Maybe you should hold on to this.
And the last thing we need to do is examine Chief Gant's desk.
You got it. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Hey, look at the case name! Huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. What did you just say? Say that again. I said, I wonder what? No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a jot of evidence, or a lot even. A half-size list of evidence. The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. It was ripped in half. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, which is destroyed now apparently, we were able to get some hard evidence. Now that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Oh no. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Eek! Chief Gant! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out.
Oh.
You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair. You're free to go. Mr. Wright. Oof. Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it this whole time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go hugely well, but we'll see.
After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. So she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise.
It's very true.
Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No. I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name?
It is, of course, Damon Gant.
Well, Miss Skye. Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offences. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was... me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case.
Well, funny enough, we have an evidence list.
I just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised, I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. And the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it in the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct.
But she did stab him.
Uh-huh. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while still inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That's right, it was Edgeworth's knife. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that's the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr... Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close that Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be open again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means possible. So, you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it? In Edworth's exhaust pipe? Right, then I called my sister to tell her what happened, and ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident. About Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SO9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room?
And so, it all adds up. Mostly.
Mostly, yeah. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the Chief's office 2 years ago.